Squire.
Hello.
Going my way, big boy.
We're back at Majula with...
Speak up!
We're back at Majula with every third girl from a Renaissance fair and Titty's anime haircut now sitting over on the rock.
Yeah. And we're heading back to Harvest Valley for another episode of Douglas Upperty's Wonderful Life.
Having to climb through the... Okay, so what?
I did notice a frame rate change.
Yeah, you
just
see?
there, as we were, like, coming down.
Well, we're at 60 at the moment.
You.
Look at him wiggle, look at him wiggle! Like a little corgi with a gem on its... They don't disappear, like...
Well, he would after a while.
Oh. Because those buggers were fucking hard to get in, what?
Well, let's not forget that I'm great.
Yeah, that's true.
Now.
You're good at chasing little wiggly corgi. What the fuck? Oh, arrows.
Now, Gabriel. In our last episode, I noticed after we'd done the record that you died and didn't give us a Douglas Upperty story.
Ah.
I think you better address this.
Okay, so...
Remember where we left?
Yeah, he was running away from the warehouse with a lamp.
Yeah.
Who, in the midst of sprinting, introduced himself as Dwayniac the lamp.
Right.
Yeah. So Dwayniac suggests this really, really cool safe house that Douglas Uppity can run to. You know what? In a pinch.
Oh,
Sorry, that's just sort of...
That's a headless man.
Yeah, that... There's a lot going on visually for me here, that's new. So Dwayniac suggests that they've got this really cool, like, hideout that they can kind of use as a safe house while they're escaping the sort of,
Hey! Who's for fatty kebab?
Right in the...
Go on.
A really good safe house. So, Douglas continues running, with Dwayniac sort of bouncing on the bit of tatter that Douglas has picked him up on. Which Dwayniac points out is less than comfortable. So he clasps him and holds him to his chest. As they're sprinting along, Dwayniac asks Douglas what he's in. Douglas doesn't really answer the question. So he just says that there was a misunderstanding. There was some more misunderstandings, and as Dwayniac observes that these misunderstandings seem to be occurring an awful lot lately. And they continue on until they get onto a bus named Devon.
Hey, you know what this is?
Nope.
It's the Sunbro altar. The Sunbros have survived from the last game.
Ah.
So we can be a Sunbro again. I guess they didn't want to take the fan favourite out.
It seems weird to like this game series or From Software they've been nice to the fans. Like, they just...
Well, this game wasn't made by precisely the same people as Dark Souls. That's why they're distinctly different feel. That Bloodborne feels more like Dark Souls 1 than this does. Bloodborne does have the original team. Ah, stupid bastard poisoned himself.
He looks kind of Resident Evil-y.
How did that Dwayniac story end?
So Douglas and Dwayniac are getting aboard a bus called Devon. Alright. On their way to Dwayniac's suggested safe house. Douglas and Dwayniac has, sort of slightly implied through his tone that these misunderstandings are a seemingly common event at the moment, so that he might know a little bit.
Okay. Hey!
Ow!
You bitch! Well, over to you, Gabriel. Right, so Dwayniac and Douglas were heading for the safe house. And, right. Give me a sec.
No troubles, Bubbles.
That death kinda threw me.
Yeah. That came out of nowhere, that wasn't it?
I'm out of whack. Oh hell, let's just throw in a curveball. And then a massive ambulance smashed through the wall, narrowly missing Douglas and Dwayniac. And driving the ambulance was Iggy Pop. No, it wasn't Iggy Pop. It was a...
Gary Glitter.
No, it was a
Oh.
mannequin of Iggy Pop that had come to life, that had apparently been serving time at an Iggy Pop gig somewhere else in the town.
How do I get out?
Find a ladder. Or go that way. And watch out for the Master Blaster.
Yep. This is not optimal.
And the Iggy Pop mannequin said, "Sorry guys, I didn't see that wall there because I don't have real eyes. I'm a mannequin."
Oh, it's a fucking thing.
Go up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Well, that was retarded.
Yeah, that kind of, alright. Okay. Oh, fucking figs.
You love this gas.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
You're spending a lot of time in it.
It's an accident. I just don't want to get hit by... I don't want to get like the... Oh, good, Fatty fell off. Suck it, Fatty.
Then the Iggy Pop guy said, "Hey, do you guys know that weird couple that just ran through here? Because I think I might have their wallet." And Douglas's heart raced as he thought of Doris Prendergast. Doris Prendergast. And said, "Please let me have that wallet." So the Iggy Pop mannequin gave him the wallet. And inside the wallet was an invitation to some kind of shelter, which said simply, "Is the apocalypse getting you down? Why not come to this place at the far end of town, where all the normal people are?" Douglas was hesitant, for he still considered himself an abomination, but knew it was his only chance of seeing Doris again. Alright. This story's going through some tangents.
I like the addition of Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop's the mannequin, not the real Iggy Pop.
What the?
They're poison spitters, watch out for them. And kill that bitch. I hit this chaps. Friendly bunch. Remember the headless bunch? I got a question. Is this like some kind of ghost that automatically loses its head? Or is there someone deliberately manufacturing headless undead somewhere in the world?
Yeah, like, are we gonna
I find it hard to believe they all coincidentally lost their heads somewhere.
Yeah, or like, is it just a big room full of heads? Just chatting, you know, just sort of...
Yeah, like that one bit in Return to Yours.
That's a fucked up film.
Be careful. It's a trap, yeah, it's a trap.
Fucking ninja. Alright. All that for a torch. Goody gumdrops.
Well, don't knock it.
Right chance, what does that mean?
Don't hit the... I was about to say, don't hit the pots. Because they're all full of poison. Now that was not the button to eat a thing.
No, it was not.
For God's sake, man, we were playing this yesterday.
Yeah, I spent like all yesterday playing Lisa the Joyful. I needed to finish Joyful before I started the pacifist run on it.
Okay.
Okay, alright, so these are things.
I don't really... I played Lisa for a while and I didn't really want to do it. I wasn't that interested. I think I don't think it has the charm that Earthbound had. I think Undertale does, though.
Just dismissed.
Lisa's just kind of depressing.
yeah, that's definitely that. Because, well, I mean, I can change how you approach it. I think there is an inherent sweetness to Undertale that you can access.
Oh yeah. The really evil run would have the same impact if it didn't have a sweetness. Oh, we just had a boss. It's not going to be a boss, is it?
I can never
I don't trust you.
Psych, it's a boss. It's the covetous team.
Like a rancor.
Sort of, if Jabba the Hutt got lonely and spent a little bit more time with the Rancor than he probably should have done.
This cannot be!
what the Sarlacc schlong looks like. Okay, I feel like this is easier than it should be.
Well, I ain't saying nothing, mate.
Alright, what are you doing? Come on there, champ.
Reminds me a bit of Rom the Vacuous Spider.
What's that from?
One of the few Bloodborne bosses named after a Star Trek Deep Space Nine character. I totally saw that coming.
So did I, and I was out of, like,
What's
roll.
that if not a wind-up, I thought to myself.
Well, I was thinking, like, when I was hitting his... yeah. I was thinking when I was hitting his tail that maybe there was, like, a tail drop.
Whoa.
Alrighty.
Now he's, getting mad.
Arrgh! Give me my nuggets!
I don't know what this is, but I think it's given birth to a lot of things.
Is that what's gonna happen? Like, I'm gonna kill it and then, like, slither, like, all this stuff's gonna come pouring out. Alright, you're not gonna tail whack me. No.
No, it's just gonna side-like roll.
Oh,
Dude, he was one hit away, he decided to Estus instead.
well, because I'm not sure what he's gonna do. You keep making me feel like he's gonna, you know,
Oh, so you're just gonna
mode
stand
2.
right next to his ass and drink Estus then? Oh, that makes sense. Forgive me.
I thought I had, like, you know, just enough time to recover and get my sort of Estus on, and then I was gonna just bop him.
Why do you keep going for the Estus when you're still in weapons range? Just run, and then have some Estus.
Well, yeah, I'm still more used to kind of, like, a fat dude playstyle.
Excuses.
It's
Every
just, I
fucking
can just walk in
time.
and just tank it.
Your life will be happy. if
Bosses killed by Gabriel? Most. Bosses killed by Yahtzee?
you... I don't see what that's got to do with the absolute shit show that you just did. I mean, I was all ready for him to be dead, and I would say, and I was going to sarcastically clap and say, congratulations on killing one of the easiest bosses in the game. But you took that away from me.
No, because you sit here and you, like, you know, screw me, because I know I'm having to play against the game, and you. Because you're constantly trying to fuck with me and get me killed.
So why are you trying to make excuses to me?
So I know, because yeah, you throw shit, you throw me curves, you fuck with me, so I'm like, alright, maybe, because you did that before too, you're like, alright, this one turns in...
Hey. You asshole.
I thought they weren't allowed to attack you while you're doing backstabs.
Well, you can still lose health, it seems. So anyway, as we were saying, you're crap.
So that's legit it, like that's the whole boss.
You are, yeah.
Huh.
Yes, I mean, it's almost like the living speed.
Between you and just hit it and walk away, I can still feel... Again, like, I've beaten other harder bosses. Like, I actually managed to beat the whole fucking first game without, you know, summoning or losing anything. Yeah, you summoned your way through that game thing.
Why don't you give us a question?
What do we got? What do you think of the notion of procedural or emergent storytelling? Can it be done now by all?
That's
Moose.
an interesting question. Obviously, procedural works best in a largely gameplay-focused experience. Oh, piss! That was a very quick wind-up that thing had.
Yeah, they have like this sort of panic attack up close. Okay, don't fall down the bumhole.
You didn't do your Douglas story again.
That's what I was yelling at you. That wasn't a Douglas story. I was yelling at you.
I think, you gonna do the story, or am I just gonna answer this question?
Well, I'll get my little story bit done, so, okay.
Okay, off you go.
It was, okay, so, give me a little reminder. The Iggy Pop dummy had...
Given them a dropped wallet from Stephen and Doris, stating that they were going to a human safe house where normal humans were going, and that this was something the property they were in. Oh hey, Forlorn showed up. I wonder why.
Oh, sulky.
Man, he's got a lot of health.
Alright,
Let's take it back on the guy. Okay, this, Maybe just Scarpa.
Oh, it takes some
Hopefully
real
they'll all
stones
smash
to
those
challenge
poison
the
pots in
mistress
there
of
and kill
illusion.
themselves.
Yeah, I'm kind of banking on that.
Show me what you
I might just
got.
scoot to Fatty. I reckon I can do that. Oop, see doozy. Okay, so wait, did the wallet belong to Steven and Doris? Like they share a wallet now?
Belong to one of them.
Okay, I'm gonna go Steven.
Okay.
Okay, so
There you go, again,
Armed with-
enforcing gender norms.
well, you know, if I don't, how will we all know what we are? I know, then there's just some confusion. If it wasn't for being taken to...
Okay, stop tangenting.
Dizzy?
Okay. Alright, so he's got 2 rolls.
Hurts. Unreal.
Healthy at every size! I was fucking blocking.
You keep starting doing your story and then not doing your story.
Well, yeah, because it's a boss fight. Okay, so...
Alright, well, you've got less distractions now.
The Iggy Pop dummy had, given them the wallet. Were they still on the bus?
They were never on a bus. Where's this bus come from?
They got on a bus at the end of mine. I thought they were still on a bus. Alright.
My dear.
So, walking now with
Yes,
a
we have
lamp called
visitors.
Dwayniak and a wallet of
Friends of
Stevens.
yours, boss?
He found in it
Make
the
yourselves useful and
business
deal with
card
these
for a
sons.
nightclub. Suspecting that this may be where the humans were holed up.
We've established that there was like, a letter inviting someone to a safe house.
Okay, well that's why I'm going. Okay, what's happening? You go, there was a wallet. Like, alright.
To their brethren.
I told you again.
What's the matter? Getting tired?
Story.
More
I don't
excuses.
care about this
Never
stupid
stop
fucking
hunting
story.
kind necromancer. Never.
Well, clearly not.
Oh. Considering like the effort you went to last time, it was like, oh what, there's a fucking dummy of Iggy Pop now.
And
That was something.
Yeah, and I was going, that fucking something. Who cares if it fucking
Once
collapses?
I've
Well, make
ripped
something
out
up.
your throat.
Just do what I did.
What I
Like
was
the-
doing. They've now found the head of David Bowie.
Okay then.
have you looked in a mirror?
Yes.
What the hell is that? The head of David Bowie told them that it was probably not wise to go to the human settlement, or the human safe house, as Douglas's current appearance and Wayne's general ability to be a talking lamp taboo somewhat.
You should embrace this gift
Human
that has been bestowed upon you.
escapees.
I will not
So onward they went to
another
Wayne's initial
soul with
suggestion
this nightmare.
of a safe house. Turning many corners in the city, seeing a great number of peculiar things. Now that the meat was binding to a variety of seemingly non-sentient objects. Suddenly traffic lights had opinions about people who ran them. Stop signs were
Run,
accused
necromancer.
of being rather
Your
prejudiced.
life ends once I catch my breath.
Come, boss.
See what
Your
happens.
fate awaits you.
You silly fat dude.
Yeah, and now you're dead. That's an occupational health and safety problem, that whole area. Fucking fart mushrooms. They arrived at the safe house. It was a lovely two-story duplex that had just been recently renovated called Wall of Christmas. It invited them in and implored them to check out its new kitchen, as it just had its benches tiling redone. It was an expensive white marble countertop, done with a really pleasant black backsplash that had a sort of polygon. It counted the white quite nicely. The Christmas looks very set up. It also got this new matching fridge. It was one of those like really big ones with the 2 doors. It offered them some water that the fridge could dispense, provided you kept refilling it. Douglas took a sip, offered some to the maniac, whereupon he pointed out that it was all rather meaningless to him and would prefer he was just plugged in. And then proceeded to finally demand answers to some questions. Tails glitched there, fatty.
Okay then, well back to that question. What do you think of the notion of procedural or emergent storytelling?
Well, they're slightly different things.
Well, you can find...
I mean, because emergent storytelling can be in non-procedural games.
Well, emergent gameplay is something, to my definition, is something that's not really provided by the game and is sort of made up by the player. Like, let's try to beat this level with the controller immersed in something.
Well, there's kind of weird little things you can do in your big games like GTA.
Whereas procedural is constructed randomly from pathways given by the game. So, yeah, I guess that's different there. But obviously, emergent storytelling can be done. I mean, Dark Souls is a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of it's you assume. But as for making a procedural story-based game, well, that's a trickier prospect, isn't it?
I think some of the Telltales fall slightly into that category, because whilst it has a certain beginning and an end, there's an awful lot you can do.
But it's all scripted. I mean, every path you take is a script. It's just, like, when people talk about, like, non-linear narrative, what they mean is just several lines.
It's still related to player choice.
Well, I think an interesting example recently is Until Dawn.
Play that.
Ow!
Fucking Wolverine.
Branching paths and the whole story and everything. And I think that presented a way that you can do procedural storytelling, and that's by basing it around characters. What is a story, if not the actions of its characters? So if you gave every character like invisible stats that randomized the stats, and the stats that they had changed whether they would do certain things under certain circumstances, and how much they liked different characters changed the way they acted towards those characters. I mean, that's the kind of meaningless in Until Dawn, because, you know, characters got like 90% bravery doesn't mean shit, because their actions are always decided by you. I'm going to decide he's going to do something cowardly now, ha 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 ha.
So what would the game...
Yeah, he's got a tricky combo, that guy.
Well, he was... that's the thing with King Benny. Come on, hit the poison bait. He's running into them deliberately!
Huh. Funny that. Well, anyway, I should do a Douglas story, shouldn't I?
That's it. Good boy.
Douglas demanded answers. And then, at the back of the safe house, a bold Welsh dresser, stark and black in ebony, stood up and said, I've got answers for you, brethren. I'll tell you why we've come to life in this new age. We have risen to finally get justice upon the humans for what they have done to us over the years. Rested coffee mugs on our surfaces and left ugly rim marks. Walked around the house in their pants and farted mightily on their cushions. No more! The age of human has ended. I say 'tis the age of sentient furniture. I declare war, my brethren. War against the hated humans. Starting with that one over there. Douglas said, but wait, I'm dead, sort of. I'm no threat to you, I can't even fart. But his words fell on deaf ears. Soon he found himself in the middle of an encroaching ring of patio furniture.
Did you forget?
Chanting things like, kill the human, kill the human.
Command the undead.
I mean, kill him again, obviously.
I won't
He's dead and
you.
him.
Douglas realized that diplomacy had probably fallen down.
Now turn your lovely rune blades on our guests.
So I think if
and
you were going to do a
fetch me their
procedural story, you'd probably want to have as few art assets as possible. So maybe if you did something text-based.
I can't
How much do you suppose procedural story can interact with, like, player choice?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Procedural's not the same as player choice, is it?
The soul burns so
Well, you had a sort of
brightly.
incidental story, perhaps.
Maybe something a little along the lines of this, where you're doing a lot of stuff,
Now,
but the
Lillian,
story kind
It
of
is time for
is
your
very hidden largely,
transformation.
and you sort of got to piece it
I
together.
think the story was always all happening in the background, like Luigi's story in Paper Mario 2. We just run into him in between every level.
Before he can...
Don't smash that chest while you're trying to kill that guy. It's just like, hey, and then he describes this amazing adventure he just had.
Those are so good.
You could be pretty procedural with that,
The bones.
because, you know, it's only his, you've only got his word for it. So the ultimate goal in the windmill area is to eventually to ascend to the top.
Ah,
Because that's where the boss is, but there's plenty of it to explore, to find items as well. And there's one thing you have to do in this area that is really not obvious at all, and that I had to look up to find out about, but it's essential to do it to be able to beat the boss. And do a couple of other things. I'll see if you can crack it, but I doubt you will.
came from.
Was it? Sure.
Yeah. Come across here. No, don't lock on to the one that's furthest away from me. That's not what I want.
Did he poison himself? No.
I don't think he did. It's a bit unfair.
I think the fat guys are just weak to it.
They just love it. They just treat it like gravy. Delicious. I shouldn't have it, but it's so good.
Those headless guys say, "Ha, we foiled you. Now you can't get headshots on us." And then we'll say, "This is a melee game." Oh, bum!
Hit you wherever.
Whoa!
Fucking Christ. Couldn't
The
get a
one-
block in there.
The 1, 2, 3, and dead. Thank you.
Surrounded! Douglas was by aggressive patio furniture.
Well, you remembered that at least.
That's an easy thing to remember. And also, there was nothing happening, so I just sort of died and was like, alright.
Plenty of stuff happening.
Um,
I'm sticking with.
but
my
I'm not
lads, I
human, cried Douglas. Maybe we should give him a pass on this. I mean, he is dead, said a couch. Shut up, no, said one of the pieces of patio furniture. They've been so cruel to us. Never been that cruel to me, said an end table. Of course you'd say that, said a patio furniture. They've never left you outside for extended periods. Typical bloody patio furniture. What was that? Said the patio furniture. Massive fight broke out between the inside furniture and the outside furniture. Many deep-seated ethnic prejudices coming to the fore.
Always away with your revolutionary movement.
Yeah, they
Bloody splitters.
split and divide, always down the middle. There's a thing there.
What does this do? Oh,
Yeah, the other one raised that too. I'm sure that's important for something later.
I don't think it is. I think it's just a bit of a foul.
The windmill of pointless buttons.
Hey, how about we get out of the range of these crossbowy types? Does that suit you, Mr. Thing for a Face? Good. I'm glad you came with me on that.
In the melee, Douglas grabbed Dwayniak, who, being an electrical item, was largely separate from the persistent ethnic squabbles of the indoor and outdoor furniture.
So that's what you do when a combo starts. You gotta roll out of the way.
Well, that was a bit of a bust, Dwayniak said. But, come on. I'll introduce you to some folks I know. They're a little less, revolutionary. Out the door they went. Toodles, said the house. Off onto another adventure.
I feel like something that connects all this has got to happen at some point.
Okay, so see, the tub of goo that was raised by that... Huh.
Hello. Oh, and you brought a friend. Shit.
He's a hurty friend.
Shit, 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 shit. Oh, shit again.
That's right on your nipple.
Well, we're stuck in the one area. It's just then story again.
Alright. So procedural.
Yeah, I think I'll cover that.
Yeah.
Do you watch the current WWE products? And do you see anyone who can stand out talent? I'm guessing that one's for you.
Come on, guys. I want to hear your long and detailed opinions on all the current WWE.
What's WWE? Wet weekend events?
Yes. I don't watch a lot of the mainstream WWE anymore on account of it being largely balls, which I think anyone who's going to ask that question will sort of be aware of. I do watch a lot of NXT. That's the sort of developmental. Well, I was gonna get him before he got me. Oh well. So I watch a lot of NXT. I think NXT is really good. I think that, you know, the WWE is mostly just being stifled by Vince McMahon or just the kind of old guard. Yeah, it's actually really just sort of. Which they have in spades. Well, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, I mean, they're not even that young, but they're young by like WWE standards, and
well, I think everyone dies young,
well, just those. They have a lot of indie experience. I mean, guys like Kevin Owens can really finish well the crowd better than anyone else having quite a while.
No, I'm going to try and set a record for beers in one session.
That doesn't surprise me. That dude drank like a fucking valley, like he could just pour liquid into him.
Over 100, apparently. Doesn't seem possible. You'd think you'd just burst from all the liquid first.
He probably had like a few just amazing pisses in there.
Yeah, that could have pisses that could have irrigated the Sahara.
He probably could have like just been the exact savior for a farm community. Oh.
I was gonna say, watch out fighting next to those breakable pods. Right now, that was
I suppose we haven't really been fighting many angry
who's the most colourful character?
in all of wrestling, at the moment, Chikara probably has like the easiest list because Chikara is basically a. This is what happened last time. I can't. I'm in a fucking lock.
You gotta sort of hold to the left and keep mashing roll. And then the bit. There'll be a bit in between blows where it lets you do it.
Feels like he's slightly more aggressive than the one I fought before. The guy kind of did one hit and then went.
The first guy had a shield. Does he have a shield?
Yeah. He's the same guy. He just.
I think he might have. Yeah.
If you have a different weapon,
but then the other guy had a glowy
I'll
stick
use
as well.
you to teach a lesson.
Oh,
there we go. Yeah, Dalton Castle from Ring of Honor is definitely a colourful character. Basically, again, yeah, all of Chikara, because they're a bunch of lunatics in masks. Pretty much just a comic book club that got out of hand.
Go in that door.
Leave me alone, I'm at a bonfire.
Yes, there's another bonfire, so soon after love. Bonfire crazy in these parts. Almost like they need them for water and food.
I'm going down to the bonfire. Which bonfire? The downstairs, they're all downstairs bonfires. I'm going to the downstairs one. Head ninjas.
Yeah. What a crazy bunch.
Kiss me, bitch.
Bitch.
There we go. Boink.
Oh, nice. Come and join the fun.
Yep, come on.
Switch out of that weapon before you.
Fuminaka!
Well, that's enough wrestling bullets. What?
Wrestling to your friends.
I'm supposed to do that question. No, the question was by topic of the Anyway. Why do you think water levels in games have such notoriety? How would you fix them?
Why do you think they have such notoriety?
Well, because you can't breathe in them.
Yeah,
I mean, Sonic is the original horrible water level, isn't it? And there are people alive today who will be reduced to hysterics by singing that in front of them.
Triggered. Yeah, I think the water levels will always stand out because, you know, outside of like Echo the Dolphin, they introduce things that'll you won't move the same, so that'll be frustrating. There'll be weird sort of timers or limits, like you have like basic survival becomes a bizarre gameplay mechanic.
Douglas seems to be getting something out of this war. What it is that A, there's usually like a breath counter, and B, there's a reduced mobility underwater. You usually fall and move slower. So it's suddenly turns the gameplay slower and more annoying.
Yeah. Whatever you've been doing, it's now that, but whoops.
Keep doing that. And the other question was, where are you going? Well,
he has no head.
Well, he's got no head, quite.
Really?
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Really, it's all the stuff they've been doing up to now that doesn't make sense.
I found some kind of mask.
Oh yeah, someone was mentioned we got a warlock mask in one of the videos that we didn't notice. But apparently that's a pretty good job. I want to check the equipment. Check it on the equipment page. See if we can finally replace this dumb hat. Right.